I'd like to call the public hearing to order, and I'd like to, would somebody like to declare nominations for the moderator?
I'd like to declare Mr. Bremner, if he would be so willing to be our moderator for this evening. Perfect.
Mr. Bremner, do you accept?
Aye.
Please repeat after me, please. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of moderator
discharge the duties of moderator
at this township special meeting.
at this township special meeting.
You can go ahead and have a seat up there.
I declare a quorum present. Item 4, Supervisor, will you please present your budget for fiscal year 2021-22 from 01 May 2021 to 30th April 2022?
Yes, and I be presented on behalf of myself and the assessor that the sum totals for the fiscal year 2021-22, the general town fund.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Your voice is a little bit muffled, particularly for an old man with hearing loss. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. For the township general or township fund, we will be we have budgeted for to bring in $710,000 in revenues with the expenditures of $836,967. We are still in the process of spending down our overage from past understandings that we were supposed to have 3 to 5 years in allocations, and so we are in the final stages of that. Then in the general assistance fund, we will be total revenues that we believe will be available are $944,305, and then total expenditures we believe will be $706,726, and then and then for the Social Security Fund, total revenues will be $36,148. We have a beginning balance, so, and then total expenditures will be $36,461, and then the IMRF total revenues will be $24,125 with a beginning balance of $20,864. And then the total expenditures will be $35,841. Total expenses for the year will be $1,615,995. That is up about a little bit under $300,000 because of the FARA grant that we received for $285,000. So that's why that number is higher. And that's my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Madam Assessor, will you present your report? And before you do, will you please remove your mask so I can hear you plainly?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We've both been vaccinated, for being safe. So
For the assessors report, our total balance is $242,956. Budget, I'm sorry. And that's it, yeah.
And that is a part of the town fund budget.
So,
That's it, sorry. Yes.
thank you, ma'am. Is there a motion to refer the budget to the town board for final action to be held this evening, 18 May 2021, at 6:15 local time, PM?
I'll make that motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to refer the budget to the regular meeting to be held tonight, 18 May 2021, at 6:15 PM local time. Is there any discussion on that motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Is there any comments from the public? The three pretty young ladies sitting out there. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn this public meeting?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. The meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'd like to call the town board to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Here.
Trustee Fisher?
Here.
Trustee Holmes?
Here.
Trustee Frierson?
Here.
Chairman Neal?
Here. Please begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Bremner, would you do us the honors?
Very proudly. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, very much. Are there any agenda changes this evening? Hearing none, is there a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Here.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 5, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on September 15th, 2020 at 6 o'clock p.m. I would like to, just one word, on the second to the last page, the very top, it says she would like to see the funds eventually extend to homeowners. If we could get rid of the word the, she would like to see funds eventually extended to homeowners. Yeah, these funds can't be extended to homeowners, so I don't want it to be misread. The second to the last page. It's talking about the fair funds, and it says she, meaning me, would like to see the funds eventually extend to homeowners. And I would like to see funds extended to homeowners, but not these funds. Because that would be breaking law. Someone will find that in the next election and use it against me. Okay. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as amended? Thank you.
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 6, citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments? Go ahead, Mr. Brown. Clyde, we've got you on the agenda, so you can speak when we talk about the topic.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Supervisor, gentle lady, honorable sirs, and Mr. McLemore, I see on your agenda that you're going to discuss support for the Black Lives Matter movement. Ma'am, sirs, I respectfully call upon you, exercising my First Amendment rights, to peaceably petition our representatives to deny any support for Black Lives Matter. My reasons are, first, this organization is a Marxist organization. It is in their charter to try to destroy the United States of America, a country that I defended for 20 years, 3 years of honorable service in the United States Marine Corps, 16 years and retirement from the United States Naval Reserve. The Black Lives Matter movement is destructive, riotous, it destroys personal property, it does not follow First Amendment procedures to peaceably petition, but rather just makes noise and destroys things. And indeed, our county representative here was at least charged with trespass up in Kenosha last year sometime. Therefore, again, I call upon you to turn down any request for the Black Lives Movement matter. I thank you for your time, your courtesy, and your consideration of this matter and of my remarks peaceably presented to you as opposed to what Black Lives Matter does in various cities in the United States. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Michelle, we'll have you speak at the topic that we're talking about, if that's okay. Good. Okay. Are there any other citizens' comments outside of the agenda item topics this evening? Hearing none. We'll move on to item 7, authorized bills for payment. Trustee Fisher.
Supervisor Neal and I met last week and reviewed the finances. So I would like to request move to approve total bills in the amount of $85,665.36.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Ryerson?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Item 8, consider approval of the 2021-22 Zion Township budget for May 1, 2021 through April 30, 2022 for Chairman Neal. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Motion, is there a second?
I'll make a second.
Second. Discussion. Any discussion?
Just a couple things that I wanted to touch base on. Is there a particular reason that we have education benefits for the business manager as a line item?
So each of the employees get, we have, is it 1,000?
2,000, I believe is what.
2,000 maximum for the year, and it's
for
only
the-
for, it's for degree programs.
Okay.
And so should any of them choose to go for a degree program, then that would apply towards that.
Okay. I was just curious because it was line items specifically for the business manager.
Oh, because the other employees come out of the general assistance fund. She's
Okay.
the only one that comes out of town fund. in there.
Okay.
That's
That
great.
answers that. Okay.
Yeah, she's the only one we're giving that to. No, not really.
Well, I saw that, if you dig back into the GA fund, I see that the educational benefits are there.
Yeah, for the other 3 employees,
Okay.
or two employees. So, anything else?
That's all. That's it. Yeah, I had a question.
Okay. There's nothing else. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Ryerson?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Next item on the agenda is
Point of
considered.
order,
Yes, sir.
at the budget hearing, the assessor's report was the extra fund during these times.
The assessor's report, the assessor's budget is included in the town fund budget. It's all part of the same budget.
Very good,
Yep.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, item 9, consider approval of updated employee handbook. Before you, so I forwarded to everyone the pages with the changes. and everything is highlighted. Hopefully you had a chance to go through it. We do have one employee for the assessor's office that would like to come up and speak.
Hi. I just wondered if, what the consideration was, if what the commissioners had thought as far as the new changes that Sherry and Colette are, proposing. I sent an email to all the commissioners today just to kind of give them my thoughts on it. I mean, I get it that you want to change, not have 5 weeks and everything else, but as far as like the layers of it, it's not really that fair because there's such a big gap. I mean, 1 to 5, you're going to get, the 3 weeks. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
No, take your time.
Like from 1 to 5, I mean, it goes from 1 to 5, you get 10 days, and then 6 to 14, it goes, 15, and then 15 plus, you get the 20 days. I don't know why the gap is so big. I included the city's budget. Did you see what I included?
I didn't get that email.
Okay, I sent it to you. I was just kind of, here was the email that I sent, but I had included what the city got and, about that. And I was just, I think that would be something more, a little bit fairer. I just, kind of, so somebody that's here for 1 year is going to get 1 week less than me. And, I'm going to be at my 14th year. And somebody that's here 1 year is going to get only 1 week less vacation. I was just hoping that someone, you would consider maybe something like the city is doing, like the different tiers as far as, instead of going, I don't know why you chose, to go such a wide range where the person for the, 1 to 5, they only have to wait 5 years, and then the next bracket is like 9 years. So I just don't know what made you come to that decision as far as, making that such a.
Yeah, I appreciate that being pointed out. And really, we had it in 4 groups, and we just we wanted to break it down into 3 groups. It's just for tracking purposes and being able to do that. And we weren't actually thinking about like fairness of somebody 1 year to 5. We were thinking about employees needing a break, right? And because the whole point of vacation is to help you guys recharge so that you can be all cylinders on, right? And so the benefit of being able to get 2 weeks and then 3 weeks and then 4 weeks as an added benefit, instead of going by work days, right? So now you get 16 days, then you get 17 days. Personally, I didn't think about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we used to do that in the assessor's office sometime back. We used to do where we would have, like the city was doing at one time.
Huh.
I have an old handbook. It's old, but I still have a handbook where just to confirm that. But we used to do that in the assessor's office for a while. We would get the, build up and we get a day a year, as far as building up to the next year or next day vacation.
Do you want to speak on that, Colette?
She just mentioned it to me. Here again, we weren't looking at, I'm with you, we weren't looking at the gap being so high, it was basically condensing down. It's basically just condensing down the years, and then just because we were trying to make it uniform across the board, assessor's office to township office, is why we came up with that tier. As far as adding the extra days, I hadn't been giving it any much thought. You just brought it to my attention, and I didn't think any more of it before the meeting.
Right.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
As far as changing, what we had put in place, with what we had decided.
Right. You knew that I was very, upset about it. It's been a big thing with me, and I kind of said I just didn't think the guts of it were very fair. Like why is the person 1 to 5 only 5 years, and then I'm gonna, because I'm already losing. I feel I should have been grandfathered in because I already had this extra week, and now I'm getting it taken away. That was upsetting enough, and then to see that now I'm gonna have to wait until after my 15th year, and then somebody that's here 1 year is going to get 1 week less. I don't know. That's just kind of a slap in the face, and it's just. I think
It wasn't just this one thing that we were, narrowing in on, but this was one of the main things that did make a decision about it. But when you looked at the overall benefit package that you did, when you compare that to most companies, you're getting a much bigger benefit package. And so the 1 week for 2 employees, we thought was, not going to break the bank in the overall package of the things that you get. So that was, our focus. It wasn't to, tear anybody down or take anything away from you, try to hurt you in any way, form of action, but it was to make it even keel across the board going forward. Because like I said, we are both trying to manage on the same page where we were operating kind of separately in the past. But Sherry and I have a focus of trying to get the township on the same page as far as policies, procedures, and everything. So that was, one of the main reasons that that we made those changes. We were making changes for the entire employee handbook, and that just happened to be one of the things that may not have kind of gone in their favor, but like I said, when you look at the overall benefits, the number of weeks, holidays, personal time, and vacation time, is well over what the average employee gets in most companies. So, we thought it was fair at the end of the day as far as the decision that we made.
So is the decision been made? Because I was told it was being voted on, and the board was going to be the commissioners that were going to be the one that was going to kind of vote and give their ways. And then I'm told it's a done deal. There's nothing I can do. So I'm like wanting to know kind of what's going on.
Well,
if you'll even reconsider the structure of this new vacation schedule.
Yeah, and I appreciate this as an example. I've not seen this. I've never seen this before. So,
I have a question.
yeah, please.
So, did I hear you correctly that you say you've been here 14 years?
No, I had just reached my 10-year in December of 20, so I just got my 4th week.
Got it.
And then this new year comes, and they're like, we're going to take this away. We're going to give it to you this year because the handbook's not finished, but
Got it.
you're not going to get any more.
Okay.
So, I mean, it was very exciting. I mean, imagine getting the 4th week. I mean, it doesn't work to get, time off. And then to see how it was structured, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's fair that I'm going to get 1 week. When I'm almost going to be 14 years, I'm still going to only get 1 week more than somebody that's a new hire that's just starting. It just doesn't seem,
Gotcha. Okay.
And honestly, that's the risk you take when you're trying to streamline and do something like this,
Isn't
right?
that the truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things that ends up coming up from it. I have one employee as well who actually was up to the 5 weeks and she's getting that down, and so she never gets to go off. And it was hard for her as well, and I absolutely understand that. And the reason that we wanted to grandfather you guys in a year wasn't because the handbook wasn't done. It was because we wanted to give you guys the grace and at least, and do that benefit. But speaking with the attorney, he was like, he's never heard of a government agency giving 5 weeks vacation. And he represents a lot of communities. And so he thought it was in our best interest to cut that back. And he said that we didn't have to give any leave. He was like, no, you can do it starting today. Taking into consideration some of the other benefits that were in jeopardy and that the board agreed that, we would keep them. There's a lot of good that came out of it. It could have been a whole lot worse. But I am interested in what
I
your
would
input.
hope to at least, I know when I get a week back, it's not enough anymore, but just,
Yeah, so I'm curious from the board members what your thoughts are as far as adapting the
I mean, at first glance, I have no issue doing the ramp up between those subsequent years.
right.
I don't know if we cap it at 13 or continue to cap ours at 15 years, but
Are we under any pressure to approve this new policy tonight?
We're not, but we can decide anything that we want, So if it is something, like I said, I wish you would have sent me the email too, so we could
I'm
actually
sorry,
talked about it before the
I
meeting.
don't know what,
Yeah.
Under the current, if in comparison, because you sent the city, currently that caps out at 13 years, and you get 20 days. And there's, strangely enough, there is a 10, 11, and 12. No, I think there's like 3 years where you get 1 day added each year, and then when you hit 13, you get 2 additional days. So I don't think the city accrual schedule is. I talked to Administrator Nabel about that, and he agreed that that was kind of odd that that's the way it's been set up for apparently some time. I've been thinking about this, and there's some other things that I've been looking at in some of these items. And I think I would like to recommend tabling this until the next meeting.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys have recommendations and suggestions for...
Because I think we'd like to look at this in a little more detail. Also, I think we need, especially for long-term employees, I think we need a little more clarity on, if they're giving up a benefit that was expressed to them at the time that they were hired, and now we're taking that away. I think we should look seriously at some kind of compensation for doing so.
I spoke to the attorney, and he said that kind of sets a precedent, and that it's better just to change the policy, give a grace period of a year, and hold to that. So, and I agree with that.
That's why I think we need to have a little more, take a look at it in a little more detail.
Well, and it was also my understanding that we grandfathered the buyback.
We didn't grandfather. The consensus from the meeting was that we would keep that. That we would keep the buyback.
For employees beginning before a certain date, right?
No, that we would keep the buyback at the end of the year. That was the consensus of the group. If you read the beginning of the minutes, it was the opposite consensus, but then as you move towards the end, the consensus from everybody was to allow the employees any of their personal days that they didn't use to buy them back at half off, so that we can keep them in the office.
I'd like to second Commissioner Fisher's motion to table.
Excellent. Okay. So I'm curious if there's any other items or of discussion, and if anybody had a chance to look at this stuff so that we can know any other things.
I think this will give us some more time to kind of go through this in a little more detail, and maybe some other questions can be resolved before the next meeting.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
So definitely we'll make sure that we go through it, and then if anybody else has any questions, suggestions, concerns, reach out to us, and we can just extend that in our finance meeting.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Okay, cool.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we need to vote on that?
Oh, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell? Aye. Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Next item on the agenda, I received, let me find it, an email, or we received an email from Mr. Clyde McLemore. November being Black Lives Matter Lake County Annual Awards Fundraiser Dinner is also with the pandemic that just hit us. There's been a lot of great people in the area who stepped up, and we want to recognize them by awarding them in our city of Zion. I'm asking that Zion Township sponsor this event. This year we would like to do it at the Zion Benton Township High School in the auditorium to be a sponsor in this event. It would not cost the township any money, but it would allow the township to partner with us for our 6th community event. We really would like to keep the event in Zion. We have had this event for 5 years and never had any problems. It is an after 5 affair. The date is November 7th, 2021. This will also show that we are working with others in our community. So would you like to say anything more?
Good evening, members. I thought this meeting was at 6:30. I'm sorry.
Good.
Well, Black Lives Matter been here in Lake County. The birth was right here in Zion, Illinois. And we're not marchers. We're, I don't know if you saw the national, it don't even say it on there. We're not marchers. I love this country myself. You know, it's the only country I have been to, so I'm not getting ready to tell nothing. Also, I heard you speak about the arrest. I can't speak about that. But I can say, you just mentioned that we just got nominated. Our chapter just got nominated for the award that's given worldwide, which would be the Nobel Peace Prize. You know, I was contacted by as a nominee for the Nobel Peace Prize. And I thought that was something that was very, very special. Even though I don't really think we should win it, I think it should go to Stacey Abrams, but I didn't say that over there. But if we do, that'd be God. But Black Lives Matter have been here since 2015. Besides protesting against injustice, we have been phenomenal in the community by trying to uplift our youth and working with our seniors. Some of the avenues we have crossed, we've been able to achieve. We have placed homeless people off the street. We ran a transitional program, securing employment for 60 residents in the North Shore. We have a mentorship program with our youth, and my favorite is the At-Risk Intervention Impact Service called IRIS, A-R-I-I-S. I love that. I got these little young guys, 16, 17. I got them working now. They just love it, you know, because we do some serious things. I love this program. That's the one I do out of all of them. Over the years, our service has been cut short due to the pandemic, but we were able to do more in the community. We fed over 5,000 families with 30-pound boxes of food. We had the first PPE, the masks and the hand sanitizers for our frontline workers and seniors that we donated. When nobody else had them, we had them first during this pandemic. Also, Black Lives Matter was the first to bring COVID testing here to Zion. You know, nobody else, when they first had the COVID testing, we brought it right up there and sent them food. With all this being said, we have some of the phenomenal members in the North Shore that's done some work also in our community. And Black Lives Matter just want to recognize them. And how we recognize them is that we have this black tie dinner, and usually we get over 200, 300 people there. I think a couple of y'all have been there before. We have over 200 people there. And the thing of it is we get young people there and their pants ain't sagging. They got to put, because you can't come in with gym shoes and sagging pants. You got to wear a black tie. It's an event to get our young people to, and the ladies be in dresses, the little girls be in dresses. It's something that they can see, to, you know, to going into adulthood that they can see. So this event, we used to do it on the first Sunday of November. And I think it would be real nice because we the birth here in Zion that we do it here in Zion. I don't want this to go to North Chicago or Waukegan. Waukegan asked us, what can we do with that? I want it to be here in Zion. This is where, I mean, we got an office now, we brick and mortar. We got an office in Zion. We got a computer lab there. We doing mentorship classes there. We're doing everything. And I invite you to come by and see our office. Here's our address. We're at 218 North County, right across the street from the county's building. We've had everybody. Matter of fact, we got the congressman coming in June 1st. He said he would come in June 1st. We had our state senator there and our state rep. So, I mean, all I'm trying to do is keep our community together. That's all I'm trying to do, and I'm asking y'all, let's do it together as a family. That's the only way, you know, we can do this in our community. I ain't wrote a speech, but I just got thrown. So
Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Any reason you guys are moving from the hotel? Because the format that I've attended previously, the auditorium doesn't seem like
Well, the reason why
for the
the
dinner
hotel, it was, okay, we got 200 people there, right? And we will put sometimes 10 people at one table. Now, we don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic. You know, we don't know who all's got the vaccination. So that way, the auditorium got spaces where, you know, it's got spaces where people don't have to be all up on each other like we were at the hotel. You know, I also, I think it's under new management now. I haven't even tried, so I don't know. I haven't had the contact with them because I went to a leadership thing at the breakfast leadership that they invited me to. And I went over there and I was like, wow, And then my tax dollars did pay for it, so I'm like, why can't I utilize this place too, you know?
So you'll be doing the food out in the foyer area like they did at the
Just like
breakfast
they did
leadership
at the-
and then in the auditorium
Right.
for the actual event.
Right. I mean, it'll be something, because there's going to be a lot of people that, I mean, out of all events in Lake County, in the last 4 years, Black Lives Matter has had the #1, and I'm not bragging, yes I am, I'm bragging, had the #1 event that everybody trying to get a ticket to. We sell out every year. It's phenomenal. I mean, everybody everybody just, Jackie been there.
A couple times.
It's really nice. It's really nice.
Well, and so just to share, just to say thank you for Black Lives Matter, they have supplied us with 10 food boxes every Friday for people to pick up. In the community, when you guys had the PPEs and the hand sanitizer, I went down and got stocked up. I brought boxes that we gave out to people at the township, and we partnered on doing the resource referral sheet. We partnered with that to be able to help more people. So.
Anything we get, I call first to Zion. I'm going to make sure Zion get it first before I start giving it out to everybody else.
So just in the courtesy of time, just to share, so the high school with their auditorium, they have a rule that if an organization partners with a taxing body, they don't have to pay, it's like $1,000 fee, right? They won't have to pay that. The taxing bodies aren't going to be charged that. So this is one event. There was somebody that was going to be coming for Citizens and Comments tonight that also wanted to partner. So one of the things I would like to do is take a look at what are the, putting together some kind of expectation, or guidelines or whatever for partnering.
Have you approached the high school to partner with them instead of this taxing body?
Well, this is the one I used to do all my arguing with. I used to do all my fighting right here, so I figured this is the one I need to make amends with the first and bring on.
Well, and I haven't spoken with the high school yet, but I asked the other organization that as well, and they said that the high school that's not an offer that they're willing to do. They're asking organizations to go out to a different taxing body, that they'll help provide any other things. And I'm intending on having a conversation with the superintendent to find out, what that is.
I think that if it's the high school facility, they're the ones that should make that decision, not this body.
Make what decision?
To partner with an organization. I mean, if their policy is you have to partner with another taxing body, another Zion taxing body, well, why not partner with them? They're a taxing body.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that their rules and regs, but you can speak to it.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if they have a policy that's been completely drafted out and has been, executed consistently over the years. That's something that we're trying to establish. So with the high school there, if you're not with the taxing body, it's not that you can't use the facility, but then you start to incur costs for the facility and people that they use to man or woman the event, if you're using any of the AV equipment, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the reason for a taxing body. So at that point, it really doesn't matter which one. So if it aligns with our mission and it's not any conflict, then I don't see any issue with us approving it. So I don't know if you're under a specific timeline for this.
Pardon?
Are you under a specific timeline for this?
Nope.
Well, you are, because you have to start advertising the event.
Well,
and tell
yeah.
people
Well,
where it's at.
Yeah.
So my
I gotta
thought
start. I mean, we have to start, if we're going to do it, it's November, this is May, and June is right here. So if we're going to do it, and I think it would be a light to say Zion Township and Black Lives Matter. I mean, even the police department, finally, we got benches out that say Zion Police and Black Lives Matter in Lake County together. You know what I'm saying? So, we paid for that and we did that. So it shows that we are trying to come together, not separate. That's what I don't want. That's not my reason for founding this chapter. I really want it to be something like the NAWCP. But see, when NAWCP have a problem, they got to wait a month. they gotta wait to have a board meeting before they can make a move. We don't have to do that. If we have to, you know, and
So-
if you notice,
Okay.
any protest that we had in
Yeah.
Zion,
Mr. McNamara, we could just pause because we're going to run out of time. The city
Okay.
council starts in 10 minutes,
All right.
but I'd love to hear more later.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
But I was just going to say, I think we should come back with a policy, as the supervisor mentioned, that dictates, you know, how we're going to engage, right? So that way we'll cover ourselves, you know, going forward if any other organization comes through. So my suggestion tonight would be to table it until the next meeting and then come back with a policy for, you know, how we plan to engage with partner with organizations for use of spaces like the auditorium.
I'll second that.
Is that
All right. We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Ryerson?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
So, Clyde, at next month's meeting, we'll make that decision, and we'll let you know as we do the guidelines, so that you can know that too. Excellent. All right, thank you very much. Assessors report.
Good evening. We are starting the new fiscal year by planning to turn our books in to the county within the next 30 days. We assisted with the senior resource day event in collaboration with the Township offices to hand out bags and supplies to our seniors. We have been concentrating on our marketing efforts and started our first phase of updating the website so that it will be more precise and informative. A lot of things that we're doing weren't fully automated, so we want to make sure that, you know, it's printed for anyone that's reviewing our website. It will be linked to the Zion Township site. Our website will be, so that you know, anyone who's looking on the Zion Township website, they'll be able to find us up under there. But we'll also have a direct link that you can type in to go to to reach us directly. We're just trying to make sure that we have access from, you know, all bases. Look out for our property tax tips periodically for a better understanding of the tax process. And those will also be on Facebook. We do have a presence on Facebook now. And it's under Zion Township Assessor. So like our page, follow us. Lastly, the Recorder of Deeds office has reported to especially let seniors know to watch out for deed scams. There are companies that are out there reaching out, telling them to pay a certain amount of money, and they will get their deed documentation to them. A lot of new homeowners as well, those that, you know, may not be savvy, may not be knowledgeable of that process. They don't have to pay for, you know, an abundance of money to get deeds and things like that. So they're asking that if they have any questions, please check out their website. There's a video out there that explains it more in detail, or they can contact the recorder's office, and their number is 847-377-2575. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you very much. Any questions for?
Oh, no, one more thing.
Okay.
Bills, property tax bills are out. If you have not received them, you should be receiving them soon. And the first installment is due June the 7th.
Thank you very much. Okay. Any questions or comments for the assessor? Hearing none. Next item is Supervisors Report. Quickly, the Township is accepting the fair grant applications. We hired Ms. Jackie Fransamont, who was with Love Inc., and she is working with us 3 days a week. The Zinnias for Zion movement is going, thanks to some people in this room, actually. We've given out over 3,000 packets of zinnia seeds and milkweed seeds, and the flats are going to be delivered next Wednesday, and so the planting days will be Wednesday evening and then the following Saturday on the 29th. I want to thank Chief Street for the for the water hose and the sprayer I heard that Gail got, so thank you very much for doing the fire departments. And so we encourage anybody, we still have more zinnia seeds at the Township, stop by the Township or any of the local restaurants. All the local restaurants are also distributing the zinnia seeds. Summer work program is going to kick off on July 6th. It will be a 5-week program, so more to come on that. As Assessor Davis brought up, Senior Resource Day, we distributed over 250 resource bags to seniors in the community. Despite the weather, it was a really good event. And then next item, the Zion Quarterly will be mailed out June 1st, so watch for that in your mailbox. And then the Queen Bees of Zion is officially re-kicking off. We had a luncheon at Zogo's in April that was a really, really good event, and we're going to start going back to doing our trips in June. Everybody has been vaccinated and is fully ready to go. And then just one last thing, just a special appreciation. Last week was Teachers Appreciation Week, and just want to thank the teachers. And then one additional item, Trustee Holmes had brought up doing some kind of data analysis with the township. And so she and I and Kathy Champagne and Sandra, our business manager, are going to be meeting next week and start to brainstorm ways that we can do that. So that's all I got. Any questions or comments or concerns? Or okay. Hearing that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Probably much I put my back.
Unless you want to use it.